Welcome. Let's take a look now at the week ahead for the week starting Monday, the 23rd of January. And we begin with the economic calendar on Monday, where we start off with the consumer confidence flash data for the Eurozone. Be interesting for a euro dollar trade as we look out to the beginning of next week. Let's take a look at what's happening on Tuesday. Overnight, we get the NAB Business Confidence, National Australia Bank issuing details of what's happening in Australia. We've recently seen a little bit of an uptick in retail sales. This is going to show through in the business confidence area in Australia. Meanwhile, German GfK consumer confidence comes out a little bit later on in the morning, along with Eurozone, UK, US. S&P Global Manufacturing and Services PMI flash data gives an insight into how the purchasing managers are feeling about the outlook for the various economies. And the weekly American Petroleum Institute crude oil inventories. Take a look at Wednesday 25th. We've got Australian fourth quarter trimmed mean CPI, a snapshot of inflation within the Australian economy. And then the EFO business climate from Germany later on. And at 1:30 in the afternoon, the Bank of Canada comes through with an interest rate decision and a full monetary policy report. And then there's a weekly EIA crude oil inventories to round off Wednesday. On Thursday, we get some big data coming through. It's first look at fourth quarter growth numbers. We also get durable goods, wholesale inventories, initial jobless claims, and new home sales in the States. So a bonanza of data out at 1:30 on Thursday, UK time. And then Friday, personal income and spending in the US, along with the PCE price data, pending home sales, and the weekly Baker Hughes oil rig count. Axel Rudolph joins us now, IG's chief technical analyst, who's with us with a look at a chart to pick out for next week. What's looking appetizing for us traders?
Well, I think because of fourth quarter GDP on Thursday, which everybody's waiting for, I thought I would have a look at the S&P 500. And also from a technical perspective, it's really interesting because it basically failed this week around the 4,000 mark. Tried to test it about 3 days in a row and failed and came off again. And we're now trading back below the 200-day simple moving average here at 3,952. And the question for next week is, are we capable of forming a small bottom here and staying above the October to January uptrend line, which comes in around 3,860? In which case we could perhaps retest the 4,016 high from this week and then head higher again and possibly continue to advance. Or are we going to fall through this uptrend line, in which case it looks pretty likely that we're going to head back down again towards December lows around 3,764. So really important technical levels to watch out for next week.
Okay, you pay your money, you take your choice on that one. Let's take a look at the corporate news headlines. We begin on Tuesday 24th, where we get the Associated British Foods first quarter trading statement. All important data coming out for that, because that includes the Christmas period for Primark, which the company owns. Johnson & Johnson on fourth quarter earnings before the bell, along with General Electric. And then after the bell on Wall Street, on Tuesday, we get fourth quarter numbers from Microsoft. Wednesday, we kick off early in the morning in the European markets with the computer semiconductor equipment manufacturer. This is the manufacturer of the actual machines that make the chips, ASML, on its fourth quarter numbers. Boeing and IBM also coming through in the States, but the big one there is Tesla, fourth quarter earnings after the bell in the evening. These are all session stocks on the IG platform. Let's take a look at what's happening on Thursday 26th. Diageo first half earnings, American Airlines on fourth quarter numbers, Intel and Visa both also out with quarterly earnings in the States. Again, these companies are all sessions on the IG platform, means you can trade those when they produce those figures. Also the case for Chevron, which comes through with fourth quarter numbers before the bell on Friday, and Colgate-Palmolive and American Express joining Chevron on earnings before the bell. That's it. So let's take a look now at a trade out of that. Back to Axel with his choice on the corporate agenda. Axel.
Fourth quarter earnings for Tesla on Wednesday, I think, will be very important. And if you look at the weekly Tesla price chart, as you can see here on the daily financial bet, what we've seen so far is 2 positive weeks this year. But the last time this happened back in September, we had 2 positive weeks followed by a big negative week and then a decline. Same thing in October, again, 2 positive weeks, another decline. And then again in November, we see the same pattern again. So the question this time around is, are we going to continue to head higher again, or will we fail once more? And if you look at the daily chart, what we can see here is so far we're holding on this 1 month support line, which was made from the early January lows around just above the $101 mark. And at the same time, we're breaking through the September to January downtrend line at the moment. And it will be interesting to see next week whether we can continue to grind higher and perhaps head up towards the psychological 16,000 mark, where also the 55-day simple moving average can be seen, or whether we will slip through this 1 month support line and perhaps head back down again towards the 100 area with regards to the Tesla share price.
Okay, Axel, thanks so much indeed. A couple of charts to watch out for the week starting next Monday. I'll be back at 7:30 in the morning with the early morning call. Hope you can join me then. In the meantime, have a good weekend. For more videos from us here at IGTV, join us on Twitter at IGCom, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.